Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nur Maulana Shah Karim al-Sani Hazriman, Tawfiq, Taid, Himmat wa Yari. Ya Maula Meherban, Ya Mushkil Kusha Meherban Maula. Madad Farma, Madad Farma, Madad Farma. We all have gathered here, Maula, to study this Farman, to discuss this Farman. Ya Maula, we seek your mercy, Maula. Ya Maula, be the light on the tongue of Nachis, Maula. Ya Maula, Meherban, help us, Maula. Ali Allah, Madad Farma. Today we have Farman number 15, a beautiful Farman and very detailed and interesting Farman. So let's first review the Farman. First we'll review the whole Farman and then we'll discuss it. So this is Farman number 15, Munjari, December 12th, 1893. Haq Maulana Dhani Salamat Datar, Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah, Hazri Imam Farmaviyu. Please recite the Holy Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. અમારો વિચાર છે કે બે ચાર રાત ફરમાન કરીએ અને વારસની પણ એવી ઈચ્છા છે. It seems like that Maula is in Manjari and Maula says that my desire is that I would like to give Farman for few nights and Waras also desires the same. So Maula is giving the Farman. Aaj raate Maulana Hazri Imam Farmaviyu. Now very interesting, at that time those who would transcribe the Farman, they would write like this, that tonight Maula gave this Farman. Imam Hazrat Muhammad Bakire ફરમાવ્યું છે કે હવે દુનિયા થોડો વખત છે, દુનિયાનો અંત આવશે, ત્યારે ઇસરાફીલ સૂર ફૂંકશે, જેથી તમામ ખલકત ઉઠશે. જે જેવી હાલતમાં સૂતા હશે તે તમામ ઉઠીને એક મેદાનમાં આવશે, ત્યારે તમામ ગુનેગારને હાજર થવાનો હુકમ થશે કે તમામ ગુનેગાર હાજર થાઓ. So Maula is giving us the tradition from Imam Baqir alayhi salam, and he's sharing us that saying that Imam Baqir alayhi salam said that this is the end time. This time is end time, and end time is going to come when Israfil will blow the trumpet, he'll blow the sur. Israfil blowing the trumpet, actually it is a Quranic verse which we will review at the end, but this is a concept given in Quran that on the day of judgment, when the Qiyamah will be there, when the end time is there, Israfil is going to blow the trumpet. So Imam again is teaching us a concept by reference of Imam Baqir alayhi salam, mentioning us the concept which is mentioned in Quran. And even in Ginan also, but in different terms, but it is mentioned in Ginan as well. Jethi tamam khalkat utse. Due to that blowing of the trumpet, what will happen? The whole creation will be awakened, will be called. Je jevi halat ma sutta hase, te tamam uthine ek maidan ma avse. Whatever condition they are, either they are sleeping, awake, dead or living, they all will be called together in a ground. ત્યારે તમામ ગુનેગારને હાજર થવાનો હુકમ થશે કે તમામ ગુનેગાર હાજર થાઓ. All the sinners will be called in front. Now everybody, the whole creation is in the ground. All the sinners will be told to kind of come forward. Khuda Ta'ala પહેલા હુકમ કરશે કે જહન્નમ દુનિયામાં આ, જેથી દુનિયા તને જોવે. And then there will be command by the Lord, Khudawan Ta'ala, he will command the hell to come. Why? So the world, so the creation can see them, see it. એટલે જહન્નમ आवाज सांभળી હાજર થશે. Very interestingly, the way the Farman is, it sounds like that Jahannam or hell is like a person, a personality. And this hell will immediately, hearing the calling, the command, will be there, present. ત્યારે નબી મોહમ્મદ મુસ્તફા ખુદા પાસે અરજ કરશે કે મારી જમાતને બચાવો અને મારી ઉમ્મતને સબર આપો. Now at that time, Prophet Muhammad, our last prophet, will also be there, and he is going to do Araz Venti to Khudawan Ta'ala that protect or forgive my ummah, my Jama'at, and give my ummah patience also. So first he's asking for protection, Jamaat ne bachao, protect, and then give them patience. પહેલી હિસાબ માટે તેડાવશે અને તેમાંથી કાફિરોને જહન્નમમાં લઈ જવાનો હુકમ થશે. Now, after the urzi of the Prophet Muhammad, first group which is called forward is gunegar, right? Sinners. The accounts will be asked. And those who were kafir, those who were unbelievers, they will be taken into hell. બીજા દરજાના કાફરોને બીજા દરજાની જહન્નમમાં લઈ જવાનો હુકમ થશે. Now, very interesting, there are ranks in kafirin also, unbelievers also. So the first group will be taken to hell, that's it. Because remember what Prophet Muhammad prayed, protect my ummah and also give sabr. Now, very important thing which we have to realize that, Prophet comes to the whole universe, right? As a mercy, Rahmatul Alameen. One of his title is Rahmatul Alameen. He had come to the whole universe for the whole humanity. But people remain unbeliever even at that time. So even Prophet was a mercy for all. He cannot become mercy those who do not accept him. So what he can do, he can pray about them. So he prayed that please protect my ummah and give them patience. So this group who were unbeliever, they are taken to hell. So yes, patience. There is no protection for them because they remain unbeliever. Now, within the unbelievers, there is a second group. Very interestingly, there is second group of, again, unbelievers, kafirin, and they will be taken into second level of Jahannam. Second level of Jahannam. So just to, conclude and summarize that what we are learning, that Jahannam is living, and second thing, that there are ranks in unbelievers also. We've been talking about ranks for us to progress, darja ba darja upar chana, step by step climbing up to reach to the nur of the Imam. But even when we talk of unbelievers, there are darjat in them. And we do know this. It's not that we don't. Remember, we have talked, I'm sure you could have heard about people who are hypocrite. Those who say, oh, we are your friends, and then they are with Mu'minins, they say we are your friends. They are kind of in between. So they are nor unbelievers, nor neither Mu'minins. So there are ranks in kafirun as well. Quran calls them hypocrites. But here Imam has simply said two categories of kafirin going into different level of Jahannam. Meaning those of or Jahannam also has levels. Anu dakro apta farmavi. And then Maula goes into detail of this, and then he says, Bija darjani dozakma teone ochi jagya, ऊंची जग्या રાખશે અને તેઓને સાપ અને વિછડી કરશે નહીં. So Imam is like listening to the question, right? That what does that mean? Two levels of Jahannam. So Imam is giving us distinction. What would be the difference? The difference is that those who will be the second category of people, they will be a little bit higher in hell. The lowest hell is hell, but this is a little bit higher. And the difference Mola is giving that the lowest group people will be bit by snake and scorpio. But this group will not be bit by it. Meaning, it's not physically being bitten by snakes or scorpio, It is that imagination given to people how bad it is down there. Here, they are not bit by it, but they are still in Jahannam. Then, Pul Sirat, Baat Khuda Ta'ala ni hukum thashe ke Pul Sirat ne hajir karo. Very beautifully, Khudawan Ta'ala again will give the command that bring Pul Sirat. Pul Sirat, we call it as a straight path on which we walk. Straight path is also, becomes present. Again, very interestingly, becoming present is for a person. A place cannot be absent or present. A person can be present or absent or responding to the command. So the Pul Sirat, straight path, will come being present there. Pul Sirat keviche. Then Mola is asking us that Pul Sirat, which we talk about in different allegories, what is that? How it is? Varthi પણ ઝીણી અને તલવારથી પણ તેજ છે. It is thinner than our hair. Now, how thin can it be with, one hair? Imagine one hair. Thinner than the hair and sharper than the sword. We normally say that the Pul Sirat is like walking on the, sword, right? Imam is describing this Pul Sirat as if it is thinner than one hair and sharper than this sword. That is Pul Sirat. Pul Sirat par na કરી શકનારના ત્રણ વર્ગ હશે તે સંભળાવી ફરમાવ્યું છે કે. Now, again, this person who is transcribing is writing that Pul Sirat, Imam actually mentions that Pul Sirat is also at 3 levels. Pul Sirat is also at 3 levels, and then Imam is describing, going into detail of it. પહેલા પ્રકારના એ લોકો હશે કે જે પૈસાવાળાઓ એ પોતાના સગાવાળાઓને મદદ નહીં કરી હોય. તે પાર નહીં ઉતરી શકી. The first category of the people would be those who had money. Those who had money and they had not helped their family members in need. They did not help the family members. They will not be able to cross this Pul Sirat. So remember, whenever we study Farman, we always have to apply it at the physical level and then go into the ta'wil. So it is true in the sense that those who are blessed with physical money and they do not help their family members or Jama'at, it is a very big sin, because money, the purpose of money is not to save and keep it for yourself, but to share with those who are in need, especially family members and then our Jama'at, because we are one Jama'at. So we have to share our money. Now, this does not mean, Mola is not saying that we cannot live in a comfortable house or live comfortably. But after your needs are met, one has to share these blessings. Those who will not share these physical blessings, they will not be able to cross the path. બીજા પ્રકારના લોકો એવા હશે જેને ખુદાવંદ તાલાની ઇબાદત નહીં કરી હોય, તે પણ જહન્નમમાં જાશે. Now, very interestingly, the second group of people is those who did not do ibadat. Meaning, they had blessings from Imam of Isme Azam. They had understanding of remembrance, but they did not remember. They did not do ibadat. Remember, the word ibadat is a very broad term. Right now, we are also doing ibadat, and this is called ilmi ibadat. Whenever we see the word ibadat, we only refer or apply to Nurani time ibadat. That's very limiting. Though it does include Nurani time ibadat. In fact, I would keep that as a first, We should be first thinking of that, because it is truly a great blessings for us to have this Isme Azam and being able to, this mercy bestowed upon us. Those who have Isme Azam and do not do Ibadat, definitely Imam says that they will also enter into Jahannam, because they are those who did not cross the Pul Sirat. So Ibadat Bandagi is extremely important. We can never emphasize enough, we can never repeat enough that how it is important to not miss Ibadat. Without Ibadat, there is no freedom. So please do remember that Ibadat is extremely important. No matter what you do, never miss your Ibadat. ત્રીજા પ્રકારના લોકો એ હશે જેને હર કોઈ માણસના પૈસા લઈને આપ્યા નહીં હોય અને ગરીબો ઉપર જુલમ કર્યો હશે. Now, third group of people are those who would have taken money from everybody, but not returned it. And not only that, they were cruel to those poor people. They had taken money from others, not returned, and cruel to those who were poor. તે પણ પુલસિરાત પાર નહીં કરી શકે અને તે દોઝખમાં જશે. So let's review this, because this is, this Farman goes into so many groups that it will be difficult to keep a track. Here we need to understand. So Jahannam, remember, if we understand definition of Shaitan is of two types, Jinni or Insi. Jinni Shaitan is invisible, meaning whispers in our heart, in our mind, in our ears. We cannot see, but there are thoughts, judgmental thoughts, jealous thoughts, or, fitna thoughts. All those are Jinni Shaitan whispering in our ears. And then there are Insi Shaitan, human Shaitan, taking us away from the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. We will not go into details of these things, because I hope that we all understand it. But if not, then you can ask questions. And then when Imam talks about Pul Sirat, straight path in Quran, there is a verse which says, Imam is the path. Imam is the path. So Sirat al-Mustaqim, in reality, even in Bible, it says, Jesus is the way. Jesus is the path. Similarly, in Quran, word Imam-i Mubin is used, and there is a verse about path, that he is the path. Meaning, our Imam is the path, meaning obedience to Imam. So, Imam will also be called, and there is a Quranic verse, chapter 17, verse 71 and 72, in which it says that every nation will be called with their Imam. Every nation will be called with their Imam. I'm not 100% sure about the reference, but those who are, my friends, can put that in the reference so friends can see that every nation will be called with their Imam. So, in other words, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah is actually allegorically giving us Farman, but if we were to study today Quran, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah is teaching us Quran. And remember that in Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah time, it was beginning of the end time, because Imam announced it. And come forward, Imam Hazimam's time, and we see how Quran has become part of every verse, every article being read, every instructions, we get, emphasizing about intellect, educating ourselves, learning Quran, and especially for our young generation, when they call themselves Ismaili Muslims, they need to know Quran. So Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah in 1893 was actually teaching us concepts from Quran, which we could not understand because we did not know the Quran. Today, Alhamdulillah, we are able to see how Imam is actually referring to different verses of Quran. So, Pul Sirat. So the first group of people is those who have money. but they had not helped their family. And here I would actually refer to those people who have knowledge, who have abilities, but they did not share it, who did not help. This would be one ta'wil and one understanding. They will not be able to cross the path. Meaning, if you have any resource with you, if you have any money with you, if you become greedy, you become miserly in the sense that you want to keep it for yourself only and do not share with those who need, you will not be able to cross the path. So this is one of the understanding. Second group who did not do ibadat. This one, I do not think I need to emphasize, but I have to say that we do need to understand those who do Nurani time ibadat, they are able to come forward in knowledge, in getting to the mercy of Imam, to be shown the path ahead, to be able to progress. So ibadat, when we have Isme Azam and do not do ibadat, definitely it is a way to losing Imam. We have Isme Azam and we do not do ibadat. We take it for granted. Not a lover of Imam would do that. It is a blessing. It is a contract which we had taken upon ourselves with our own free will. Last night, we heard that LIF members had met Imam and they again, shared Jama'at's love, devotion, and allegiance to Imam, and Imam accepted it. So do realize that we had renewed our bayah through our LIF members just recently on 13th October. Today is 21st October. So we renew our bayah, meaning when we say to Imam that we are your slaves, we are your obedient murid, and Imam accepts that. So we have to abide by his faramins. When we don't obey his farman, we are not in allegiance. So remember how we need to be thinking that we are constantly under the faramin of Imam and we need to be obedient. Ibadat and Isme Azam is something which we went forward and asked this responsibility. On the other hand, do know, if anyone wants spiritual progress, there is no spiritual progress without Isme Azam Ibadat. Because there is no progress without Nawafil Ibadat, which is additional Ibadat. 3 times dua is must. So Nawafil Ibadat includes Ibadat of Isme Azam. And without Ibadat, without Nawafil Ibadat, there is no freedom. So those who seek freedom, those who want to be one with the light of the Imam, they do want to take this responsibility and fulfill this responsibility. And then Trija Parkana Loko. Okay, now very interestingly, the third group of people, they are those who took money from everyone, took knowledge from everyone. They took knowledge from everyone, every source, because they are just wanting it, greedy. They are not able to distinguish right from wrong. So they took knowledge from everyone. But because of the way they were taking knowledge, pure, impure, they did not have ability to distinguish the right source or the wrong source, but they were taking knowledge from everywhere. And then what had happened? They remained cruel to their souls. When you continue to combine pure source of Imam, to the impure source, in the name of knowledge, in the name of ilm, what happens? You remain cruel to your soul, and then you will also be entered in Jahannam. That's what Imam is saying. So this is one understanding about those who will not be able to cross the Pul Sirat. This is very strict farman. Remember, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah gave us as is, no quoting. He spoke very clearly and told us what you need to do, what you will not do, what will be the consequence. So very clearly, Imam is actually telling us and giving us the consequence as well. So we got to think and decide, where do we stand? We need to reflect and find out where we are. Then Imam says, Have pul sirat par karnar Karnara tar parkarna sara manaso hashe. Now Imam is now progressing. Everything is in stages. First we talked about Jahannam. The second group is not about Jahannam, but those who did not cross the Pul Sirat. Meaning, they knew the Pul Sirat. They were on the Pul Sirat, but they did not cross it. Meaning what? Can you tell? Can you guess? So one group is Kafirin, unbeliever. The other group knows Pul Sirat, but they did not cross the path. I hope you are getting it. If not, you ask me. Third group is those who cross the Pul Sirat. હવે પુલ સિરાત પાર કરનારા ત્રણ પ્રકારના સારા માણસો હશે. Imam is already telling us that they will be good people. Those who have crossed the Pul Sirat, they are also in three categories. But they are good people and they will be able to cross the Pul Sirat. જે પુલ સિરાત ને પાર ઉતરશે. પહેલા તરીકાના માણસો દોડીને પાર ઉતરશે. The first group of people will be running on their 2 feet. And they will cross the Pul Sirat. બીજા તરીકાના માણસો ઘોડાની માફક આસ્તે આસ્તે પાર ઉતરશે. Second group of people will be running like a horse, but slowly they will cross the Pul Sirat. Sometimes I wonder, the one who transcribed this Farman, they wrote Ghoda, but was it Gadera? I don't know. Because when you think of, Ghoda Mafak Aste Aste, so the way horse probably walks, we can take this as horse is walking. Slowly, like stroll walk, horses do that, right? So they are slowly walking, so meaning they will also cross the Pul Sirat, but they will do it slowly. Their pace will be slower than the first group who went running on their 2 feet. ત્રીજા તરીકેના માણસો ઘણી જ ઉતાવળે પાર કરશે અને બહિષ્ટમાં જશે. Very, very interestingly, in this 3 group of people, the third group is those people who will be rushing. They will rapidly cross the Pul Sirat and they will enter into Bihisht. Let's pause here. These are good people. These are people who have crossed the Pul Sirat. But even here we are seeing Darjat. The first group of people are running. Second are walking slowly. But third is the one who rapidly reach the Pul Sirat and they crossed the Pul Sirat and they entered into paradise. So even in good people, even those who cross the Pul Sirat, there are Darjat. Darjat are always there. It is very important concept which we have to learn and understand, that there are ranks. There are ranks and progress happens step by step. How does the progress happen step by step? When we recognize the higher rank, we become fana in higher rank. And this concept we learn from our nature. Minerals in the earth give assist. When there is a seed being sown on the earth, we will have plantation. So the mineral soul annihilates itself into the vegetative soul. Then when we see vegetation growing, it becomes the food for the animals. And then animals are becoming nutrition for humans. So this concept of annihilating yourself into higher rank is given in our nature. And this progress happens step by step by continuously annihilating yourself, sacrificing to be able to continue to walk on the path of moving forward. So first group of people are running, second are walking slowly, third very rapidly they are actually reaching to paradise. And if I may refer, there are 3 Quranic verses. One is chapter 3 verse 331. and it talks about a concept of sabiku. So there are three verses and three words which are used is sabikun, sabiku, and sarigu. Run faster. Take sabkat, he'll take the lead. And this is an advice given to us in Quran that be rapid, be running faster in your journey on walking on the Pul Sirat, referring to this Farman, and reach your destination, which is paradise, which is Imam. So the third group of people are those who will reach their destination because they were Sabikun, Sarigu, relating to that concept. They were really rapidly running. Agao je pul sirat par utri gaya hashe, te sagra tyan bheda thashe. Now, in the ground, again, we are on the ground, and I hope that you have good imagination that there are different groups of people. First, everybody was called due to the Israfili Sur. Everybody came in, dead, living, everybody came in. And then there were groups who are with Jahannam. Then there are groups which are, did not cross the Pul Sirat. They are with Pul Sirat, but they did not cross it. They had the opportunity, but they did not cross it. Then there are groups of people who crossed it. So all these group of people are standing. Now we are being shown this imagination that those who had already crossed the Pul Sirat, they will also be there. Imam says, Agao je Pul Sirat par utri gaya se te sagda tyan bheda thashe. Now these people who are already in paradise, they are also there. Baat Hazrat Amirul Mominin Farman karshe ke ubha raho. Maula Ali is there too. And Maula Ali will tell them, keep standing there. All of you keep standing there. Agla be warak je garib hashe te araj karshe ke તમોએ અમને પૈસા ના આપ્યા જેથી અમે લાચાર હતા તેમ અમારી પાસે કોઈનું ઇન્સાફ કરવાનું પણ નહીં હતું કે અમે કોઈની તરફદારી કરી હોય. Now very interestingly, the first group of people, they are saying we were poor, we did not have any money, and there was nobody who, on our behalf, who would become responsible, who would do justice for us or be responsible, or we could be, obedient or in allegiance to, offering the allegiance to that, personality. We had nobody. Now I recall here another Farman of Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah in Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin, so we will review it. Mola says that, I remember it in Gujarati, so let me say it in Gujarati. Mola says, Tame khoja momna Arab jetla છો તમોને પૂછાણા કરવામાં આવશે. So the gist of the Farman is that those who are Khoja, Momna, Arab, Badakshani, all Imam actually gives name, all different smileys from different, groups following the tradition of Pir Sadruddin or Pir Nasir Khusro. Imam mentions every one of them. And Imam says that you will be asked questions. Others will not be. You will be asked that you had your Imam with you. What did you do? So remember that Farman and come here, and here it says that those people who are saying we were poor, there was no one who would do justice for us. There was no one who would we give allegiance to. So what is our fault? We did not know. Murtaza Ali Farman karshe ke tame behisht ma jao. Very interestingly, those who did not know Imam, who were not with Imam, they were not guided on the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. They did not have knowledge. They were poor. They were helpless. Imam will send them to Bihisht. બાદ પૈસાવાળાને તે વખતે ઘણો પૂછાશે. પૈસાનો હિસાબ લેશે. But the group who had the money, those who were with Pulsira, because paisa, concept of money, starts with Pulsira. Those who had money, to them, every penny account will be taken. So we understand physical money. If any one of us is someone who keeps money in the bank and does not want to share, then do know every account will be taken. We do want to meet our needs, and of course we have to keep, for seniority. Nobody is saying what you need to do it, but there is more than you need. We need to share money. Even last night we heard this I hope by our institution, starting this I hope, giving hope to Jama'at, sharing our resources in terms of money today, because poverty alleviation is first goal of Imam. So if we have money, we need to share. That is given. This is physical. But we are in the Mahfil of Farman, and we really need to understand the Tawili meaning, the higher meaning also. So we are not discussing in detail about physical money, but do not undermine it. Please remember that. Do not undermine it, because we are smart, educated people sitting in 2023. We now need to progress to say that physically we understand the lessons and we will follow. And now we need higher fruits. So we are talking about the deeper meaning, the batni meaning, so we can understand what Imam is teaching us. So these people who had knowledge, every account will be taken to them. There will be no forgiveness to them because you had knowledge. What did you do with it? बात मौलाना हाजी इमाम फरमान, गरीब पैसा वाळाने 50,000 વર્ષ પછી બહિષ્ટમાં મોકલશે. Now this is very interesting. Maula says that the poor people will send this group of people who had the money in paradise, but after 50,000 years. 50,000 years. So, question. Are we here talking about those garib, poor people? They are going to make our decision? Or Imam is going to make our decision? Both are true. How? Number one, let me tell you about Imam. One of the name or title of Imam is also Garib. Garib. So here we can say Garib is Imam. But then secondly, the group of people who never had any knowledge, who did not know Imam, they were without Imam. At that time, when the Batni eyes opened up and they will see their Lord Imam, what would be their condition? And how would they feel seeing those who knew Imam, who were with Imam, but they did not obey the Imam? What will be the condition? They will make that decision to send them to Bihisht, but after 50,000 years. Can we imagine 50,000 years? Our life is not even 100 years old, right? 50,000 years old. Again, this is a concept given in Quran. And I will share the Quranic verse with you. 50,000 years. Garib vehla behisht ma jase. So poor people will go sooner. Read these words. These have meanings. Sooner than 50,000 years. Not that immediately they will go. Meaning what we are learning here, that take Jahannam or take paradise, everything is in darjat. Everything is in darjat. So, Garib vehla behisht ma jase. They will go to paradise earlier than those rich people who had money. Their timeline, the poor people timeline, will be lesser than 50,000 years. What and how would be happening? What would be happening? Something to reflect. Quran talks about this too. You can ask me at the end if you remember. Garib vehla behisht ma jase. Paisa wala ne પૂછાણો વધારે થશે અને ગરીબને પૂછાણો થોડો હશે. Imam again emphasizes that those who are with money, they will be asked questions, more questions. And who are those paisa wala? Mola says Khoja, Momna, Badakshani, Arba, ji Ismaili Satpandin Mache, Teoti Puchana Thase. I remember these words now. So Mola says Khoja, Momna, Badakshani, and Arab Smileys. All of them will be asked questions because we are with money. Imam is with us. Imam's name is with us. Imam's faramins are with us. Imam's guidance is with us. Questions will be only asked from us. Aaj rate, and then Imam changes. Imam decides not to go more in detail. आज राते तमोए आ तमाम कियामत विषय तथा हिसाब विषय संभळावी. Imam is concluding and is saying that tonight, whatever I have told you, it is actually about Qiyamah. It is actually about accounts. Savare Bihishna Farman Samravis. Next morning, Imam says that next morning, I will give you the Farman about paradise. Tame Bihishna Makannu Farman Sambharjo. Mola says that I need you to listen to the Faramis about paradise. Meaning, in other words, come to morning khane where I'll be there. Tame Dunyana Ras Chodiyapo. Leave the worldly desires. To Bihisht Majao. Then only you will be able to enter in paradise. દુનિયાના સવાદને છોડી દેશો ત્યારે જ મુશ્કેલીથી બહેશ્તમાં પહોંચશો. When you will leave the worldly desires, the worldly taste and worldly, whatever we are into worldly materialistic, life, if you will not leave it, you need to leave it, then with difficulty you will reach to paradise. Now, question is, why difficulty? Why would Imam say that, with difficulty? Meaning that those who live in the materialistic life, sometimes we see them without any problems, without any issues, and they are very comfortable and happy living blindly in the worldly life. And remember, we are talking about Jama'at. We are not talking about others. I hope you are with me in this Farman. Imam is saying to those who do want to leave this world from their heart, not physically. Physically, we have to live in our world, right? Those who will decide to leave the world from their heart, Mola says, Tiarej mushkiliti, with great difficulty that you will enter in paradise. Meaning this path, which is thinner than hair and sharper than a sword. Do we think it is easy to walk on this path? No. This path is full of sacrifices, full of tests. Imam says, with great difficulty, you will reach paradise, but we will reach paradise. So we have to always focus on glad tiding and understand that this path is difficult path. And only those who are pious, who understands the talimat of Imam, they will understand what Imam is teaching them and walk on this path with his mercy. Remember, I do want to refer, because Imam Sultan Ahmad Shah's farmans are like, the way we had said in the beginning, that one of the role of Imam is like a warner, right? And he's warning consequences after consequences. But remember, one of his name is Rahman as well. Those who are on the path, those who are using their intellect, they have hope. Because Imam has said, Hazimam has said in Betul Khiyal, even if you sit in your ibadat and you fall asleep, it is okay. Because at least you sat. Imam says that I'm holding your hand. So Imam is merciful Imam. But he is not saying that I'll be holding your hand if you're sleeping in your bed. Meaning, those who are in the worldly love, how can Imam send the mercy to them? If they are not helping themselves, how is Imam going to help them? So I hope that we are able to understand when Imam says that you are sacrificing, and on the path of sacrificing, you have difficulty, I will hold your hand. But if you are not even willing to walk on the path, then this doesn't apply. This doesn't apply. So mercy comes to those who are seeking mercy by walking on this difficult path. Those who are not even walking on the path, taking the difficulty, or meaning sacrifices upon themselves, intentionally, mindfully, how will they be helped? Then Mola says, Nichla darjani behishma pહોંચો તો પણ ઘણું સારું છે. I do not know how to, express Imam's mercy and Imam's worry about us. Imam says that even if you reach to the lower ranks or lower levels of paradise, even that is good. But reach, walk, reach paradise, be on some level of paradise. Because if you truly understood this Farman, even from Jama'at, there will be groups of people who will not cross the Pul Sirat. Others will be on the Pul Sirat. One group will cross it, but others are on the Pul Sirat. Not they've crossed it. So Imam is saying that even if you're on the lower ranks, that is good. Reach to the paradise. Jiyan didar che, tiyan behisht che, khana madan. And then Imam beautifully says, because all of us, what do we want? One thing which we have learned, right, from very young age, we want didar of Imam. And we love physical didar of Imam. We get so happy, excited. This gathering, this preparation. There's excitement in Jama'at. Every time we are thinking of Imam coming. That's the level of, Jama'at's love and preparation and, all the excitement and voluntarism, all what we see, we witness when Imam physically comes to us. We do know the, taste or flavor of the physical didar. But here, Imam says, wherever there is didar, the paradise there is there. If we are seeking paradise, paradise is with didar. The way Pir says in one of the Ginan, Mara moman ne dejo bihisht didar. Wherever there is didar, there is bihisht. Khana madar. Mola is giving his duashas. So first he says that even if you reach on the, lower ranks of paradise, good for you. But then he's motivating, then he's saying, remember, didar, if you are seeking the didar of Imam, didar is in paradise. Which level? The level where Imam is, meaning the highest level. There are lower ranks of paradise as well. But Imam is saying, if you want didar, be reaching at the highest level. And then he gives khana madan. He's giving his duashas. So amazing, powerful Farman of Mawla. And there are so many concepts actually of Qiyamah. I wonder if you have ever, looked at Quran or Tawili books of our Hujjatan and read about Qiyamah, the resurrection. Qiyamah, concept of Qiyamah is everywhere in Quran. So this Farman was literally, Imam himself said that tonight Imam says that I have spoken about Qiyamah and accounts. So where and how would we learn about Qiyamah? From Quran, because it is mentioned in Quran. And then we don't just go for Tanzili verses, their revelation, but we need to understand the Tawili meaning of those verses. So there is a lot of work which we need to do. Remember the group of people running, walking slowly, and then there are those who are rapidly reaching. Which group we want to be in? How much time do we want to invest? What do we want to learn? All this is very important for us to reflect and decide. It is all about making decision and then working on the decision. Now let me share these Quranic verses for those who are interested, so this is a verse, Surah Anam 6/73, and I have opened up a few of the translations, because when we study Quran, believe me, there are no translations which are correct, because they don't understand the Quranic language. They don't. So they translate, these scholars translate according to their intellect. So it is a good idea, those who want to study Quran, and if you are desiring to get a Quran book, I would always recommend get a Shia translation and get a Sunni translation and get a neutral person like a, Pictol or Arbery, so you can relate and see the differences. And those who study Quran in detail, they know that there are differences very clearly. Anyway, so this is the verse, chapter 6, verse 73. I just wanted to share with you about this one. The day when the trumpet is blown. The day when the trumpet is blown, the way Imam speaks about Israfil Sur Fukse, this is about, in Quran, this is a whole concept. The Tawil is great in detail, and it's not easy concept actually. So this is just a dawat to those who are really interested. They really need to study to know what does it mean when Imam says that this trumpet will be blown. Surah Israfil, will be blowing this trumpet on the day of judgment. So this is a concept from Quran. My intention is only to relate to you that this concept which we just studied in the Farman, that when the trumpet will be blown, all who are dead or living, everywhere, everyone will be gathered in a ground. This is not a physical ground, a spiritual ground, but all the souls will be called. And this concept is mentioned not once, but several times in Quran. And in order for us to understand these verses, we really need to get into the tawil of it. So these are different translators, and there's Urdu translation, Gujarati translation. So everything nowadays is available online for those who are interested. Now, second verse is 70, chapter 70, verse 4. And in this, it is mentioned 50,000 years. And the whole verse says, the angels and the spirit will ascend to him during a day, the extent of which is 50,000 years. So all the angels and all the souls will ascend to him during a day which is 50,000 years. Remember, Imam had mentioned in the Farman that those who are with money, but they have not done justice to that money, those who were walking slowly, they will be at the lower ranks of paradise. But the maximum time it will take for them to be one with Imam, to be with the Didar of Imam, is going to be 50,000 years, because there are darjat in paradise as well. So the maximum timeline which Imam is giving us in Farman to teach us, our Prophet gave it to us almost 1400 years ago. And Imam is not saying that I'm teaching you Quran, but he is teaching us Quran. He is desiring us to learn Quran, especially in today's time. That time it was okay. In 1893, it was okay. Today we need to know. So, and then there is a third verse, 57/12, that when we studied that, all these people who are there, those who have crossed the Pul Sirat, those who have not crossed the Pul Sirat, and it seems that the poor are deciding for the rich people, everybody will be there. Everybody will be there. And look at this, very beautiful imagination given to us. I think I want to say 57/13, not 12, but this is also interesting verse. I want to share 13 for those who are not familiar with this concept. All right. So it automatically gives you Shahi, but Pictel, Yusuf, we can have all different translations. So Yusuf Ali is actually Shia translator. Mohsin Khan or Shahi International is actually trying to make the English easier for today's time, our youngsters, because the English is different. And Pictol is someone who was Christian Arabic scholar. When he translated the Quran, just by translation and study of Quran, he became Muslim. So these are different translators. And very interestingly, let's look at this one. So on the day, the hypocrite men and hypocrite women. Hypocrite are those who know the truth. Hypocrite are those who know the truth, but they have deviation in their heart, right? They say to Mu'minins, we are with you, but they are on the other side, they say we are with you. They are trying to please everybody. They are thinking of only their own benefit. So hypocrite, we all understand, right? So hypocrite men and hypocrite women will say to those who believed, those who were imani, those who were believers, wait for us that we may acquire some of your light. Very interestingly, they will be in that ground seeing each other, and the group of believers, when they are taken to paradise, these people will say, oh, please share your light. And remember, this hypocrite knew these people in the world. They are not unknown people, meaning our Jama'at, our family. And there are examples in the history I can tell you. So this is not to offend anybody. It is Imam's Farman, and Imam is talking about Jama'at. This all Farman, the whole Farman is given to Jama'at, not to humanity. So it is for us and about us. So there will be people, probably our family, our friends, our Jama'at, and they will say, wait for us, share your light with us, share your nur, due to which you are going to paradise. And what will be told to them? Go back behind, seek light. Go back where you had left the light. Start from the place where you had left the light. Leaving light, meaning you became worldly, or you became desiring your own name, fame, or money, desiring to be pleasing this group as well as that group. And a wall will be placed between them with a door. Eventually, a wall will be placed between them with a door. This is a transparent wall, and there will be a door because they can see them and ask them and see how happy they are with Imam and his Didar. But they are not with Imam or Didar. They can sense it, but they cannot get there because there is a door in between. It's interior containing mercy. So these people who are with the light, they are with happiness and mercy of Imam. On the outside, it's torment. Those who are outside that door, they are in pain, they are in torment, they are in Jahannam. Jahannam is what for smiling? Not being with Imam, not being with Didar of Imam. That is Jahannam. So I hope that we truly enjoyed this Farman, because this Farman has so many lessons that it's just that we just cannot do justice. It may take, the way Hazrat Imam says in one of his Farman, that those who want to study Quran, it takes years of study actually. It takes years of study to study Quran to be able to understand these concepts. These concepts are not, simple concepts. But I love Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Faramins because Imam has simplified it so much for us. So we can be exposed to these concepts. And then those who will use their intellect will decide to seek more. And when they become serious seekers, they will be able to learn these concepts in detail with Quran. And it takes years of study. But Imam's mercy is with us. Those who are serious learners will learn about it and will know all these concepts in and out. And when it is the right time, then they share their knowledge with Jama'at as well, because we do not want to keep it with us. It is not ours. It is the mercy of Imam, and we share, as our Imam is generous, we share with the Jama'at. But first, we need to seek that level of knowledge that we understand these concepts. So Alhamdulillah, there are very many glad tidings, and there are very, very clear warnings for us to wake up and choose the path, choose the pace according to our will. Thank you. I'll stop here, Karim.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Thank you, Niamat Saiba. Once again, it's a very difficult Farman to understand. As you mentioned, 1 hour is not sufficient to actually cover this. There are so many different various points that I think you've just brushed over them. And hopefully friends will be able to listen to the recording again and understand it much better. Friends, if you have any questions or comments, then please come forward. I hope that you have some, because there were lots of unanswered questions by Niamat Saiba in the session, and hopefully you pick them up. While we're waiting for them, one question from me. You mentioned 50,000 years. Can you say a bit more on that, please?
So 50,000 years actually are mentioned in Ginan, in Farman, and in Quran. And I just want to share that Nachi's lecture on hell and heaven, Dozakh or Jannah, something like that, I have talked about in great detail. So, those who are really wanting to know more about it, there is a lecture there, which can be, received from Karim Sahib or Naveen Sahiba. But 50,000 years is actually referring to, say, stairs, say, stages, darjat. And whenever we have numbers, we have to understand that it's a figurative speech, meaning that for us to realize that when we see our lifetime, right, not even 100 years old, can we even imagine 50,000 years? It is beyond our imagination. But it can be for us if we do not follow the faramins of Imam, that one can get into that level of 50,000 years. It may take that long for a Mu'min Salik to merge with Imam. And I know Karim has been studying these concepts, and I'm sure he's asking me to give you more. There is a book by Henry Corbin, published by Ismaili Associate IAS, and that book can be shared for those who are interested. It's a difficult book. It also talks about cycles, because we believe in, as Ismaili Jama'at, in cycles. And the way Quranic words mention that all the angels and the soul will, be one, will merge with him in 50,000 years. That's the maximum time. So souls are selected to be sent to the physical world, and the maximum time for a soul is given to become one is 50,000 years. Now again, we cannot even imagine 50,000 years, because it is even hard to imagine 100 years, because we have not lived 100 years, but we have seen our elderly in Jama'at, and there are some who live above 100. That's our ability, maximum. But how do we understand even 1,000 years or 7,000 years or 50,000 years? We cannot. So when we are not able to even imagine the pain of separation from our Imam for 50,000 years. That is what we are being taught here. Because that was, Imam said in the last line, that paradise is where the didar is. If we are truly lovers of Imam, we want to complete the task during our lifetime. Our peer taught us, "Man ka janam ratan hai, kahe ko khota hai." The task of recognizing Imam, recognizing this full sirat, is available to us. Imam's mercy is with us. If we recognize the Imam, we will be able to complete the task, or at least we will be at the lower ranks of paradise. And that is also good, Imam said. We will be somewhere. There is never, it's never too late. It's never too late. Hazri Imam says in his Farman, somebody, if Mullah says, if you say you are old, because if you say you're 80 years old, 70 years old, how do I do that now? Imam says you are never old. The key is that we start the journey and we seek courage from him. He will increase our pace. He will help us progress. He will hold our hand, pull us towards him. We can trust that on him. But the first step we got to take to walk on the path. So if we do what we need to do, whenever we realize, start. Do not delay by any minute. When we are seeking knowledge, the first step is actually ilmul yaqeen. Without knowledge, we will not truly benefit from our ibadat even. So yes, we got to do our ibadat. But when we do our ibadat with knowledge, we will understand all these hidayat, which Imam gave to us in 1893. Teaching us concepts after concepts after concepts. These are not small concepts. But imagine Imam's worry, Imam's concern about us. So he gives us consequences and tells us, you know what Imam is telling? What I see, I love you and I'm worried about you. This is his love. Why would Imam go in such detail teaching us? Because Imam does not want to see any of our soul be stuck in 50,000 years cycle. He does not want us to be there. He wants us to be merging in our lifetime with Imam. Even somewhere on the ranks of paradise, of darajat of paradise. This is what Imam's desire is. Now, Imam's desire is our hukum, our aim of life to fulfill. Why do we delay? So 50,000 years, it's the maximum time for a soul who has come to this world to unite with Imam. Ji.
Thank you, Niamat Saiba. We have a hand raised. Nina, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Kareem. Yali Madad Niamat Saiba. I believe you said something like that the Garib will get there sooner than those with knowledge. Could you please say a little bit more about that?
Yes. So,
Thank you.
Garib was in reference to those first two groups of people, meaning humanity. Sometimes we worry about humanity, what will happen to them, our Christian friends, our Jew friends, or whatnot, right? Those who have not come with Imam in this world. Remember, there's a story, which is actually given to us by Allama Sahib, and I've read in one of the book and I can't find the reference, but there is a beautiful imagination given to us that, all the people were gathered in Alam-e Arwah, right? And Khudawand Ta'ala decides to create this world. And he says that I need some volunteers to go to the world and not know me and live the worldly life. And some people said, oh, it is your hukum, we raise our hand. So they were sent to the physical world. Then Khudawand Ta'ala said that I want some volunteers who will go as a lesson for other people. So some raised hand. And they were sent as handicaps or, with challenge. And the condition was given to them that there will be no question which will be asked from you. There will be no accounts, because you are just being Farman Bardar. You will live your life and you'll come back. Do go to the world, but do not do bad deeds. Be a good humans and live your life. And then Imam said that then I will also come to the world who are going to go with me. And the remaining ones said, oh, we are going to go with you. So I've very briefly given a story kind of to make it, to help us understand. So a group of people who has come with Imam, we are born in Ismaili Tariqa. And there are some like Salman Farsi, Pir Nasir Khusro, those who were not born, but they came into Ismaili Tariqa and they elevated all the ranks, leaving us behind, right? So there are those people as well. But the key answer to your question, those who did not know Imam, those who did not have this knowledge, those who did not have Isme Azam, those who came to this world as creation of Lord, but not with Imam, they will not be asked questions if they did not do bad deeds. But then remember, those who did bad deeds, Maula describes two level of dozak, where they are bit by snakes and scorpio, and then there's other level of, dozak. So if you come to this world and you do not remain good human, there is a punishment. But then there are humans who said that they were poor, they were helpless, they had no guidance, they did not have any knowledge, they did not have Imam with them actually. So Mullah will say, yes, I will send you to paradise. Because they did not have Imam. But they remain good human in the world because they said that we have no guidance. We were helpless. So it is referring to that category of people. There is another beautiful thing which I had read, I think in context of Pir Nasir Khusro. Again, I don't remember the references per se. But, there is this description given that look at this world as a beautiful tree, beautiful tree. And in the tree, there are branches and there are leaves and then there are fruits. If there is a tree, there has to have leaves, and then leaves will help the fruits to come. Tree is this universe, this world where Imam is there, and Ismaili Jama'at is like a fruit in that tree. They are the essence of that tree. But then that fruit cannot come if there are no leaves, if there are no flowers. So all the necessities for the fruit to come, the leaves and the flowers needed to be there. So in the physical universe, when we look at it, when we hear this, that the reason Allah created this world, for one reason, that He is recognized, because He's a hidden treasure and He's recognized. And that teaching of recognition is given in Ismaili Tariqa. But when Ismailis come to this world, they cannot just be on their own. People had to be there in humanity testing us, right? We have come with Imam, with all the benefits anyone can get. As Ismailis, we have Imam, we have Farman, we have guidance and everything, Isme Azam, whatever we want to progress in our spiritual life. But we had to live this physical life as well as illusion to find out, do we remember our Imam or do we believe in this illusion and get into this worldly life? For us to live this worldly life, we needed the humanity. We go to work, we have friends and this and that and everybody. But the cream of the humanity, the whole creation, is those who are with Imam. And if you were to look at that from the time of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, it was one Deen Haq. But it was people who kept on separating, labeling them Jews, Christians, Sunni, Shia. But the small group of people who remained with Imam is Ismailis. So in different allegories, different examples, the essence is that those who are with Imam, those who have every possible opportunity made available to them for them to progress, they are the ones who will be questioned. Do you deserve paradise or not? Because you were given everything to reach to paradise during your lifetime. So remember the context. That's what Imam is explaining to us. That those who did not have it, how do we ask him? He did not give it to them. I hope this helps.
Yes, it does. But I think I'm thinking as you were talking that we are very blessed to be Ismailis, but that means Allah Ta'ala has also made our journey a lot more difficult than those who are Garib.
Yeah, this is your opinion. You can say that, and I understand. It's not that I don't understand it, because life is not easy. Anyone you ask, life is not easy. It is full of tests and tribulations. It's very difficult. But with knowledge, only with knowledge, it is made easy. With remembrance, it is made easy. Those who are blessed, they are the ones who are tested also. Otherwise, we will take the blessings for granted. Remember, we as humans, we know ourselves, right? If he does not test us, if he does not send difficulties, we will be very happy and occupied in the worldly life. We will not remember him. We are very sinful. We are very forgetful. So yes, when you are mindful, you are able to see every difficulty in every test, and you would wonder why. But as Mu'min, with knowledge, we don't say why. We say we understand. You are testing us. And I will not forget you. Either you test me or you bless me. I'm going to remain in gratitude and in remembrance. So that's the attitude of Mu'min. Again, how do we learn that? It comes with knowledge. Life is difficult for anybody and everybody, believe me.
Thank you, Saiba. Thank you.
We have a question in the chat. I will actually send it to you direct chat as well, because it's
Okay.
it's basically saying, could you please explain what is the tawil of Tarekul Faziratun Kaferun wa Tarekun Santun? That's why I sent it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it from a chat.
Yes, a direct message to you. I sent it now.
Okay.
I think, Niamat Sahaba, this is something which you had requested to be sent to you. The friend had asked in last class.
Oh, okay. So it's a question you are sending. Please share with me. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure I can see in Zoom. I do not see any direct. Oh, yeah, I see it. Yali Mother, could you please explain what is the Tawil of Tarekul for? Okay, so I will. This is the from Wajhiddin, this friend was asking me. So I'll have to look into that. I would like, my dear friend, my dear brother, give me the page number also. Remember, I told you that my Arabic is not that good. I see the Arabic words, but I need you to give me more than that. The page number, I told you the fasal number. Give me the fasal number also, so I can look into that and then get back to you. Thank you.
We also have a comment by Ferial Saiba, basically reminding us about the Ginan Sami Rajo Ave Jangi Dol Wajave, reference to the trumpet. Yeah.
Yes. Subhanallah. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments, friends, before we close the session?
I just have a humble request, Karim Sahib, before we end, is that I do request one thing. We do need to reflect on this Farman, because when we discuss this Farman, it will be nashukri that we do not reflect and then pray to Imam that, Mawla, if there are so many concepts and I don't see that, Ya Mawla, help me find the path to knowledge so I can learn and grow in knowledge and understand the guidance you are giving me. So it is very important to read Farman before and after, and with reflection and prayers, because we got to seek prayers of Imam to help us, because I don't think that we can do justice, because there are so many tawilat in these faramins, and we really simply discuss few things in these sessions. There's much more. I myself pray to Imam that Mawla, give me the understanding of this Farman. Ameen.
Ji. I just wanted to mention before we close the session that Nevin Saiba has provided the Google link for the book Cyclical Times and Ismaili Gnosis by Henry Corbin in the chat. So if you want to use that link to download the book, yeah. Wonderful. Okay. I think there's nothing else that we need to cover here. Thank you, Niamat Saiba. Thank you, friends, for joining the session. And inshallah, see you again next weekend. Ya Ali Madad.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Ya Ali
Thank
Madad.
you, Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad.
Thank you.
Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad.